Hey guys, in this video we are going to continue on with our door skin replacement project for this 1971 Camaro. We are going to be focused on getting the door shell prepped and epoxy primed today, and also the door skin getting prepped and sprayed with sound deadening spray. So stay tuned, we're going to get right into it. What is up guys, my name is Dan and you're watching Resto Car, your provider for content to help you finish those builds. In the last video we removed a section of the door shell and replaced it with some clean metal. We had a little rust issue there. So now it's time to prep the door shell for epoxy primer, and to do that I'm just going to scuff it up real good with a red Scotch-Brite pad, and if there's any rust or anything I'll hit it with a wire wheel just to get it down to bare metal. And then I'll wipe everything down real good with some pre-painting prep and it'll be ready for epoxy. The other thing I'm going to do is tape off the flanges on the, I guess it would be the front side of the door, because I'm going to be using panel bonding adhesive and I don't want to paint on that because the instructions say that it needs to be bare metal. So we'll tape those off, make sure they're cleaned up as well. So here is a red Scotch-Brite pad. These are the ones I see most commonly used for scuffing up things to be ready for paint. Now these come in a large size, so I take scissors and I just cut them down into threes and just use one at a time until I wear it out. This is what we're going to start with, and like I said, if we hit any rust we'll hit it with a wire wheel. Alright, so got the door scuffed up, got the little rust spot cleaned up with the wire wheel there. Everything looks great. I did find that I still have some tack welds left near the top of the door where the door skin attached, and I have some seam sealer that I want to clean up. So let's clean that up real quick. Alright, so I'm happy with where we are with the door. We got it scuffed up, we got the tack welds ground down, and we got any rust hit with the wire wheel. So now we're ready to wipe it down and get it ready for epoxy primer. Alright, so we got the door cleaned up with wax and grease remover, and now I'm going to go ahead and tape off the edges so that we do not get epoxy primer on those edges. The panel bonding adhesive I'm going to be using requires those to be bare metal. Alright guys, so I've just been using Eastwood's epoxy primer. It's easy to get, and it's super easy to mix too because it's 1-to-1. Make sure you always stir the paint with a stick, even after you mix it with a shaker. I made a mistake before of just shaking a quarter can by hand and then pouring it into the cup and then wondering what the heck was going on, and here it turned out that there's still a big clump of material in the can. So learned that one pretty quick. Yeah, you want to just keep mixing it up and making sure there's no clumps. The other thing is I store this primer in the house where it's heated. My garage isn't heated all the time, so I like this stuff to be ready to be used. Whenever I need it. Alright, so these mixing cups are what I use. They make it pretty easy. So they have marks on them, you know, 1 to 1, which is what this paint is. So you fill it up to the 1 with the 1 part, and then you fill it up to the 1 with the 2nd part. Bunch of different ratios on there. So for this one, I'm just going to do 2 parts of each. It's probably way more than enough. I'm going to do 2 coats on the door. So stir this up until it's all the same consistency. Should run off a stick, something like that. And for this Eastwood epoxy primer, that's it. This is ready to shoot. There's no flash time, nothing. Just make sure that if you're painting in the garage during the winter like I am, that your garage is up to 70 degrees, and make sure your panel's at least 70 degrees, 60 to 70 I'd say. Alright, as far as spray gun goes, I'm just using cheap Harbor Freight gun. I've used that for years for primer, works good. This is just a strainer, strains paint. That's it, it's ready to shoot. Alright guys, so we've got our first coat of epoxy primer on the door shell, and we're going to let that sit for 30 minutes or so. And in the meantime, I'm going to switch my attention over to the door skin and start scuffing that up with the red Scotch-Brite pad. For 2 reasons. One is the panel bonding adhesive instructions say to scuff the e-coating on the door. It does not say to take it down to bare metal. And secondly, I'm going to be putting some sound deadener on the door skin like it was from the factory. So I'm going to scuff the entire door skin up basically, and then tape off around the edges and spray some sound deadener. So let's go work on that. Alright guys, so before you apply the sound deadener, you just gotta wipe it down with a good wax grease remover. Alright guys, so we got the second coat on the door shell. We're done with that. That can just dry. And right now I'm going to focus on getting the sound deadener onto the door skin. So basically what I'm doing now is I'm going to go around and tape where the skin is going to meet up with the flange, because I don't want sound deadener in that area. This is as wide as I have, it's about 1 inch, and I'll probably double this up. I don't want to get the sound deadener on the fold at all, and I want to keep it about 1 inch away from the edge where it's going to bond to the door. Alright, so I got the door skin taped off and it is ready for sound deadening spray. I'm going to be using this DEI Boom Matte spray. A lot of the reviews said it's nothing more than undercoating spray, but I figured what the heck, it's about the same price and it's actually labeled as sound deadening material, so we'll go with it. I got 2 cans, probably only need 1. I don't know how many coats I'm going to do right now. I'm thinking at a minimum 2 coats, but I'm not sure if I want to go more. So we'll do 2 coats, see how thick it is, see what it looks like, and go from there. Now there's other sprays out there that are better, probably something like lizard skin or second coat or second skin, I don't know. But I don't have any right now. I'll get some later when I do the entire car. So I didn't want to go out and spend the money on that right now when I don't need it right now. So this will do. And I do plan on, once I get the doors and everything on the car, I realize this stuff isn't as good as the actual like matte stuff that you put down in the car. So I'll probably go back and put a little bit of that matting in the door area on top of this, just to get a more solid sound. So yeah, stand by. I'm going to go ahead and shake these up and we're going to go ahead and spray it on the door skin. Alright guys, so I got about 1 1/4 coats on this door with 1 can. Let's probably put it on a little thick. So I ended up using the second can and then I did a total of three coats. So turned out nice, I think. Like I said, I don't think you get a lot of sound dampening out of that, but we'll see. So I'm going to go ahead and take the tape off of the door that we primed a little bit earlier, and then I'm just going to let these 2 dry overnight. And then next time that we're in here, we're going to be putting the skin on the door. So, and that'll be kind of cool because it'll be the first time I've personally used adhesive to put one on. So we'll see how it goes. All right, guys. So here's the finished door shell as far as primed and ready for the skin. We got the edges in bare metal, ready for the panel bonding adhesive. We repaired this corner in the last video regarding the door skin. Turned out pretty nice. And then over here we have the door skin drying with sound deadener on it. Again, I'll have the products that I used in the description. So the only thing left to do before we move the door skin to the door shell is to transfer the support bracket or the mounting bracket from the original door skin that I cut off the car. So that'll get welded here. And we'll most likely scuff these edges one more time before we put the panel onto the panel bonding adhesive. Made sure to leave some room around here for the lock and everything. Alright guys, that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed this content. If you like this type of content, please consider subscribing. And if you do subscribe, hit that notification bell so you can stay up to date on our progress. In the next video, we'll actually be installing the door skin and finish off this series. We'll see you in the next one.